In both of these clips, I'm sprinting before firing and using the same gun with the exact same loadout, but one of them shoots earlier. Sprint recovery is how long it takes before you can fire your gun when sprinting, but its interaction with ADS time has been a bit of a question. If you can only initiate ADS time after sprint recovery, then ADS-oriented movement players will want both numbers as small as possible, but if that's not the case, your sprint recovery time only really matters for hip firing. Time to kill can be as low as a few hundred milliseconds, so this interaction is important for close-range encounters. To explore it, I set up an M240L with a 433 millisecond ADS time and a 233 millisecond sprint recovery time to make it easier to record the difference, and something stood out to me. If you start firing and ADSing at the same time while walking or standing still, you'll still hip fire during your transition to ADS. If this holds while sprinting, I should be able to fire a bullet or two in the 200 millisecond gap between sprint recovery and ADS. And while it is a bit hard to tell, it certainly seems to shoot just before I finish ADS. But in my first example, I got a bullet off even earlier. This is because I turned off sprint toggle and switched it to hold. It's not uncommon to stop sprinting briefly before entering ADS or shooting, but sprint is toggled by default, so switching it to hold could get you a slight edge by starting sprint recovery earlier and letting you fire an extra hipfire shot. Overall, I think you largely don't need to worry too much about sprint recovery if you primarily shoot in ADS because it doesn't extend the ADS timer, but you can release a hipfire shot or two during that transition, which is something to be aware of, especially if your weapon has decent hipfire stats. If this helped you level up your game, let me know by liking the video or subscribe if you want more teardowns like this. You could also check out my other video on aftermarket buffers. And of course, thank you for watching.